Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, for those of you in attendance here at the PvAI arena, those of you watching on YouTube around the globe, let's get ready to PvP! Hello everybody, welcome to G4G on YouTube. I am Napalm Dawn, and the game is Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux. We are still using version 5.9, as I am not yet up to PvP in the version of Beta 6 that I have. The version of Beta 6 that I currently have is 6.04, as the team has released a new patch just a couple days ago to go ahead and work on a few more updates to it as we go ahead and basically find bugs in Beta 6 and get them patched up so that we can get a public beta out there. There is no ETA yet on Beta 6 being open to the public, but people have been added recently. Those who were some of the contest winners. A shout out goes to Basil Mudkip, as he was one of the contest winners and recently gained access to the closed beta team. The other thing that needs to be pointed out are the standard disclaimers at the beginning of these videos. There will not be a mobile version, and the reason why there are differences between what you are playing, which is beta 5.2.1, and what I am playing is because I am on beta 5.9. There will be a link in the description of the video to this particular poll. The development team is asking people to go to this poll and vote in it. It is a poll designed to basically go ahead and prod the fan base to see who should be getting a simulator course added to the game when it eventually goes into its final version. I don't know that the simulators will be in Beta 6. I'm pretty sure they won't be. But perhaps they will be in the final version, or maybe in the next beta. So a link will be down in the description. Go ahead and fill out that form, as you can help shape the development of the game by filling out that poll. Now, recently it was asked that I do some PvP with some more basic gear, and that is because my tournament has been reset, so I'm now back facing very early teams that don't have a lot of advanced gear and uniforms, so I went ahead and designed some basic stuff. The Dark Sigil always seems to kick my ass when I'm up against it, so I'm using the Dark Sigil, the Rocket Pistol, the Touch of Flame and Shadow, and the Goblin Glider. I think it may be the custom mode. I'm not too sure. I did actually farm for the custom mode a couple hours before I filmed the video, and I did get it. However, it might not be showing up in my inventory, so I'm not too sure if this is the regular or the custom mode. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our 5 fights with Scarlet Witch and Magik, as we are basically focusing a lot on damage and dots for this team. If I had a Bane that I could put out from my agent, I would be doing it, but there's not too much available for Bane in the beginning part of the game. So it looks like we have the Lightning Rod on the enemy agent, a Thor, and a Hulk. It is a Warbringer Hulk who has messed us up before. There are no tacticians, so Scarlet Witch will go ahead and open up with the Hex Spheres. Now, the general goal of it is to open up with Hex Spheres when possible, pop them into dots with an arcane missile, and then Magik is allowed to exploit that with Soul Flare if she wants, or she can put out her own dots with Unleash Hell. We want to try to get her to 2 charges before we do anything. The level 9 is stealthy, so I don't have to worry about anybody protecting it. There's 2 bruisers over there, so I will go for the agent. Now, it is possible the Dark Sigil might crash combat. It doesn't seem to when enemies use it, but I could swear sometimes it has crashed when I use it, so I'm going to use it early so that if it crashes, I haven't invested too much in this combat. So far, so good. So far, so very good. And yeah, I would say the dots that put out is exactly what I had hoped. I'm going to go ahead and hit Thor with the magic missile, which will convert the hex spheres into dots. Oh my god, wow, that was huge. And a fiery retribution follow-up over there. That's really, really nice. I don't want to hit Hulk quite yet, so we'll go ahead and just do that. The agent would have died to dots, but I don't want to enrage Hulk, considering he's also the Warbringer version. And I'm getting lucky with these recharges here. We know he's burning, so let's hit the Touch of Flame and Shadow to see what the exploit burning is like. Actually really solid for a double hitting ability like that. That was not bad. Scarlet Witch coming in with the huge level 2 on 2 bruisers in a row. Wow. That is a powerhouse against bruisers over there. So that one was relatively easy. And I would have to say Scarlet Witch was probably the hero of that one. Tactician, Emma Frost, Mockingbird, a Scrapper Agent. Opening up with the Hex Spheres is a little rough. Probability Field would be good, but it causes some craziness. I think I don't want to use Chaos Shield in the beginning because of the fact that we haven't been damaged yet. So I'll just do that. Agent uses a Mindbreaker. Single target Emma Frost, get those soul charges going, and Bane is now out. That's a somewhat snappy pole vault, but not too bad. Again, let's use the Dark Sigil. Man, you know, I can see why there's a lot of defensive teams that run this piece of gear. It is, it's pretty solid. I mean, that initial damage is coming in at about 2k a pop, plus the dots. And then I think we also have a targeting debuff that goes out. Ooh, we seem to have some hyper combat there. Still got to get one more charge. Mockingbird had gone Infiltrator mode, which is a good setup for Magik. Mockingbird is out of there. She's got her 2 charges. Oh, looks like I do have the Custom Goblin Glider. Awesome. Emma's due up next, so I'll hit her. Nice. Ooh. That's, wow, huge. Huge on that one. And a relatively tame Arcane Blast over there from Scarlet Witch because it was not a bruiser. Okay. So that is definitely looking good there. 2 for 2. We've used a variety of the weapons. We've seen the rocket pistol enough. I'll use it if I have to, but I'm going to try to focus on these others. The Dark Sigil, man, I think that is a weapon I would encourage a lot of people to farm when they can, because it seems to be doing a really, really good job in these PvP matches here. And eventually, if you get up to things like the GG prototype and things that produce cosmic energy so that you can use the GG prototype as a quick action, that's really good. The Radiant Cannon would be perfect for this team because the Radiant Cannon exploits attrition, and that's basically what this team is doing, is putting out a lot of attrition dots. Well, we gave Emma Frost an extra turn and she decided to just recharge through it. That is something that we often see in the Thursday night videos. I would like to hope that these recharges in PvAI do get a little bit thinner, if not actually going away completely. I don't know what's up with AI that it chooses that. Um, I don't know if it's like, hey, every ability that's available to an agent or a hero has a random choice of being picked, including recharge, even though there's no logical reason for it. Like, I don't know what causes the recharges like that. But as much as it does make for some easy PvAI, it does obviously chunk a little bit of the challenge when potentially dangerous characters just simply recharge and kind of give you a freebie. Okay, we are 3-0. We've got 2 more to go. This one definitely seems pretty quick. Magik and Scarlet Witch are really holding it down very nicely over here. We have a Wolverine who is a scrapper, and we have a Tactician Captain America. We do have a blaster on the agent, and I do believe the gear is called the Experiment. I think it is the one that causes extra stamina drain when you hit somebody with it. I'm going to get my Tactician bonus off the agent before Cap starts tanking. So I'll open up with the rocket pistol, which is a nice single target. Everybody's bleeding and burning. And then, yep, there it is. There's Deep Thought. I'm just going to go ahead and punch the agent. Didn't really seem to exploit the burning too much on that one. Kind of a weak hit. Reality Warping saves Scarlet Witch from a hit. Agent. Wolverine is trying to tank. He's trying to jump in there and protect the agent. You see the come at me bub was going off. Jump in tanking is not working too well in 5.9, but it does seem to be back working correctly in the 6.0 versions that I've played. We have no infiltrators over here this time, so Wolverine will be threatening, but not super bad. Wolverine, of course, can make bleeds hurt a little bit more and slashing attacks, so we hope to get rid of him pretty quickly. Scarlet Witch takes a very big Captain America hit, but he dies for it. Magik hits a huge stepping disc on him, and then the Fiery Retribution follow-up and a Death Gaze follow-up. We made sure to overkill the shit out of Wolverine there. Wow. Lots of extra damage on that one. Alright, so 4-0. Looking really good. Pretty quick today. And, yeah, this is going to be PTSD for a lot of people. Back when Emma Frost had the Infiltrator version of her, and people were using that special Infiltrator E ISO that made Psychic Tap be a pre-fire, where it would fire before the attack, which means the moment the attack resolved, of course, you would take the Psychic Tap damage. Yeah, Colossus, P5 Colossus was usually her protector because they both would be P5 and they would both be exchanging Phoenix 5 buffs over there, so we don't have to worry about it with this team, clearly, because the E-ISOs are not in Season 1 content, but I'm sure some people's sphincters slammed shut for a split second there. Theme Team, Fist of the Colossus going off. Magik, of course, wants to avoid her own brother, because he is a bruiser, so no sense giving him some free stacks. And Emma's out of there before she could do anything, but the Phoenix 5 healing keeps her alive. We've talked about this in a lot of the streams I do, the stack order of healing where it comes after the debuffs go out seems to be wrong. People remember from the original game that the pots are supposed to go out before the dots, and that's why you're seeing heal over time kind of sort of resurrect people where they die to dots, but then the hot kicks in. which essentially keeps them above 0 hit points, so that they're not dead. I hope that is something that will be fixed in 6, because it's very frustrating to see that happen, to know that a dot has effectively killed somebody, and then a heal over time, or like a passive healing factor like Wolverine and X-23 just basically causes them to live. Kind of a weak Arcane Blast on a Bruiser, but she still gets the job done. It was a little bit more tame than what we saw in the beginning. Now, he's not a flyer, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Custom Goblin Glider anyway. Decent damage, and really good follow-up damage over there. And see, the dots really had him overkilled, but the healing from the Phoenix gear kept him alive, so we finally get to see Crotch Beam out of Magik, and she puts the fight away. Alright, we have hit our 5 wins, so the spinner today is actually a bad spinner. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 9 on this spinner are bad. This is the first breakdown on the spinner over here where it favors the stuff you don't want. Typically, these PvP daily spinners, if you've seen over the weeks, are usually very good, where it's been a 6 out of 9 are really worthy landing cubes over here. This is the first one that I've seen that's really this bad, as we are under half. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the only good spots on the spinner for me, considering I have, like, I think 10,000 something PVAI energies up there. So I'm going to spin. And of course, we pull a PVAI energy. That is certainly the chance that we expected on that. Okay. So this was a nice quick one. We took some damage through these fights, but for the most part, we had some pretty big control over each one of these fights. And this gear is all like relatively early game gear. The Dark Sigil and the hand are relatively easy to farm, as is the Custom Goblin Glider, and then the Rocket Pistol is a lot of people's first major gold purchase from the store, and these guys worked out really, really well. If I was to tweak it a little bit and have some more later gear, I would throw in the Radiant Cannon, and I would throw in the GG prototype, and we'll do an extra fight using that gear. And we'll see how the exploit attrition goes. So again, looks like we are facing that same Phoenix 5 team. Damn. Peter is pissed at his sister. Let's open up with the Dark Sigil. The Rocket Pistol is something that I would actually take out of this particular team and have the Cosmic Cardinal in there, so that I could go ahead and get Cosmic Energy a little bit easier. At this point, I would have to use the Radiant Cannon to get it. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Wanda was pretty pissed off with that one. So there's the GG prototype. So he's going to have a ton of dots on him now. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah. He got Shrek'd. Now, sadly, Magik only has one charge, which means she is not going to go ahead and exploit attrition on this one. That is unfortunate. Gonna pass, waiting for my agent to come back. So the Radiant Cannon, now we know the enemy agent has a lot of dots on him. Biofeedback, burning, radiation exposure, dark void, those are all attrition. So if you look at the Radiant Cannon, it exploits attrition. So this should be a big piece of damage right here. And it is. So that is a modification that you can make to the team when you start getting some of the later Spec Ops gear, more specifically some of the gear around the Havoc Spec Ops. You could take the rocket pistol out and put the Cosmic Cardinal in so that you have more of a chance of generating cosmic energy, which allows you to use the GG prototype as a quick action. Of course, as you would imagine, this is a really, really good set of gear to use when Pesty eventually comes around, but he is Season 2 content, so that will be a later beta. But any team that puts out a lot of dots, the GG prototype and the Radiant Cannon are a lovely 1-2 punch combo there. Okay, guys, this was a quick one. As a reminder, this is version 5.9, which is different than 5.2. That is the last publicly available version of the game that you can get until beta 6 comes out. Hopefully it will be relatively soon. While Goofy has been off dealing with some family matters, a lot of the other devs have picked up a ton of slack and are working and are creating intermediary patches as things are found out. For example, in 6.04, the combat speed of the dots and the damage was a little slow, and I mentioned that along with a few others, and somebody has already released some updated code that gives you a toggle whether you want the slow numbers of 6.04 or the quicker numbers of all the other betas. So that was nearly like a 2-hour thing from when I said something to when a fix was already in the works. So things are still going extremely quickly, despite the fact that I haven't heard from Goofy in a little bit. So hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you have a viewer request, put it down in the comments below, and I will look to getting to it next week for the Thursday night fights. Hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody, and I will catch you on the Twitch streams Tuesday, Wednesday, or see you on Discord. Also, please fill out the poll that is linked down in the description. Thanks, and have a great weekend, everybody.